Welcome to Tourism Talk. I'm your host, Mary Hammond, with the Paducah Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I have an exciting show today with 3 guests, and I guess we would call this Quilt Show Part 2, although Rosemary gave it a really nice name, Heroes and Heritage, the Story Behind the Quilt. So that's probably what we need to stick with.
Yes.
Okay. But this is we're talking to folks with 2 of the AQS sanctioned events during the Quilt Show coming up in April. And so I'll start here with my guest, start with Tracy Deaton. And Tracy runs the Rotary office, and she is the show coordinator of the Rotary show that's in its 22nd year.
That's correct.
And Sarah Bynum Roman, who's on the Quilt Show committee with Rotary, and Betty Dobson with the Hotel Metropolitan and the Uppertown Heritage Foundation. So welcome.
Thank you for having us, Mary.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about the activities that are going on, and I'm glad to see the partnerships that we've never really had before until this year. So it's taken us 22, 23 years to learn how, but to do these partnerships. But this is going to be a good year for the Quilt Show, and a good week, and it's quickly approaching. And we're here to learn more about the activities that are happening. And so this, Tracy, you were telling me earlier before we started filming that how the Rotary show came to be.
Well, the annual quilt or the AQS Quilt Show is, I believe, about 24 years old. And they came to us, the Schraders came to the Rotary Board and talked to them 22 years ago and asked them to get involved to provide something else for the quilters to do while they were in. And the antique side of it was not being showcased downtown. Those are such beautiful new exhibits of art there. And of course the old quilts are exhibits of art also. But so that's where the Rotary Club started our quilt show.
So there is always a special, very special actually. Over the years there's been some wonderful exhibits of the antique quilts, but then there's also a partnership with Hoffman Fabrics for an exhibit in the back, and then there are vendors. And now this all takes place at the Cherry Civic Center. Everybody knows where Cherry Civic Center is. I know you're excited about it. It's just a tremendous amount of work, tremendous amount of background that you don't think about, how to get people there, how to get the word out. Everything that goes along. Sarah, you were talking about some of the jobs you've done in the past, how the day captains and working the front door, working the Hoffman Challenge.
And working the bank. And it's a wonderful opportunity for our Rotarians to become involved and donate just a couple hours of their time and welcome all these visitors that we're having from all across the country, all across the world to Paducah. And I'm going to be one of the associate day captains on Thursday from 8:30 to 1:30, and I'm shadowing Debbie Wattier with the Carson Center. And last year I did work the bank. I helped count all the money, and I got to visit with Kathy Crecilius with WPSD Local 6, and we had such fun. And then the year before that I worked the Hoffman Challenge, and I got to wear that special white glove and turn over the backs of the quilts so that the visitors could see. This year I'm excited to learn all the other aspects that come about with the Rotary Antique Quilt Show, and just to make sure that our volunteers are happy, that they have the water they need, they have the restroom breaks, and they have an opportunity to visit with our guests that we're having that week.
We learn something every time these shows come, but I loved a comment you had made about the Hoffman Challenge, and because you are right up in personal with these, and they're small quilts that are part of the Hoffman Challenge. Now, do I understand they have like maybe 3 different fabric pieces?
Actually, they'll have one for each year that is a focus fabric, and the quilter must use a certain portion of that on the in the quilt. And then they do have companion fabrics that they can use or utilize their others. But it's so interesting how so many people will take a piece of fabric and do so many different things with it. And it's a lot of fun to look into the quilt to find that fabric and see how it's done. And we will have some of the award winners from all over the country. Quilts will be here. And then I did notice that we have a Tennessee quilt winner. And then we also have a Kentucky winner that will be in that Hoffman Challenge. But they do that every year. And we will have some of the Hoffman fabric. They are available to buy for the 2010 quilts fabric that is being started now.
Oh, for next year. That's cool. But we haven't talked about the spotlight, which would be the heroes portion of the title of our show. Do tell us about the spotlight exhibit this year.
It's quilts of World War II. We have Sue Wright coming. She is a renowned author, quilt lecturer, quilt maker. She's been making quilts since she was 14 herself.
But these are antique quilts.
These are antiques that she has collected, and these are all World War II. There are some outstanding ones. There's the Sweetheart pillow. A lot of the war, the people at war purchased at the bases these Sweetheart pillows, and they were sewn together. And there are some with the insignia, and there is a particular World War II quilt that's the piano player, that was made by a Kentucky teacher up outside of Louisville, and she will have it on display. These are all quilts of the 40s. And what's really interesting is that she will be there this year at 10 and 3 doing interpretive talks. So you can get more information about this war history from her, and she's done quite a bit in that. And of course, I have to go ahead and mention that veterans will be welcomed at no cost. And so we really want veterans and people interested in seeing the history here of the World War II era.
I'd like to see some of the Rotarians who are veterans wear their uniforms. I really think that that would be fun. We see it on Veterans Day. And I just have a good idea about the opening, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later. I wanted to mention, Sarah mentioned her jobs. Rotarians work the quilt show all week. They set up, they take time off all week, and it is staffed by all of our Rotarians.
On what dates?
On Tuesday. Our show actually opens on Tuesday, the 20th.
April 20th.
April 20th, and we will be there from 9 to 6, Monday or Tuesday through Friday, and then 9 to 4 on Saturday. And she will be there giving interpretive talks at 10 and 3 on Saturday also.
So if you are watching this and you have guests coming in a little bit before the quilt show, or they're going, they can always come over to the Rotary show to start off their week. It's a good time for them to get in. Of course, everybody likes to get to the shops before the masses get here, you know.
Well, and it's a great opportunity for local and regional people to come visit before it gets too busy, and see the outstanding things at both our show, at the Quilt Museum, at the Hotel Metropolitan. And these are easy things to park. A lot of our local people sometimes get a little aggravated with some of the parking for the locals. And of course the bus system, which I'm sure Mary will touch on again. But you can park at the Hotel Metropolitan and at the Rotary Civic Center show very easily. It's very simple to come in and spend an hour or two and visit and shop.
And we'll have 16 vendors at our Rotary Antique Quilt Show. We have one brand new vendor coming in, and we're so excited. We'll have some lunch provided Tuesday and then Saturday for our vendors, and we're so excited that they'll be here to share their goods with us and their knowledge about these quilts and these fabrics. So it's a wonderful opportunity to come out and see some wonderful quilts and honor our veterans, which I think we do every day, but it's a special opportunity.
On the other end of the spectrum, not antique quilts, but more modern quilts at the Hotel Metropolitan. You know, you just have to really be careful what you give an idea to Betty, because she'll just call them up and get them here. And so goes the story with Roland Freeman, who has been to Paducah, but it's probably been about 18 years since he was here. That's when the poster that we have here in front of the flowers, I had him sign that when he was here, and I wish it was dated. But Roland Freeman, a male African-American quilter, lecturer, writer, artist. I mean, he's just known worldwide. And there's Betty giving him a call. And he's coming.
Yeah.
This is Roland Freeman. Please tell us about your experience with calling Roland and what he's bringing to Paducah, to the Hotel Metropolitan.
You know, with working with you, Mary, I've had the privilege of looking at this
hanging in my office, yes.
And I kept thinking, you know, wouldn't it be great if he could come back to Paducah and visit us? That's even before we completed the hotel. And so I just took it on myself to call him, and he returned my call and agreed to come, come for the quilt show. So we're just really excited to have him here, or have him coming, and he is just a pillar in the African American quilt community. There's all kinds of information on the internet talking about his efforts in preserving African American heritage and quilts, whether it be photographs. He started with the civil rights movement, and he's known as a photojournalist. So we're just fortunate that we're going to have him at the hotel.
The quilts were used as a way, both through civil rights movement, through further back than that. I mean, all the way back through the Civil War, through the wars, all of the wars, to express yourself. And so Roland, when he was here 18 years ago, his exhibit was called "More Than Something to Keep You Warm," because they told all the stories. And I think that throughout this show, we're going to see that all these quilts are telling a story, especially these two exhibits. And they're really going to be fabulous. I saw that Roland's Testimonies and Treasures, African and African American Quilts and Textiles. So he will be giving some discussion. There's one at Maiden Alley.
Yes, that'll be at 1 o'clock.
April 22nd, which would be on Thursday. So that do get a chance to go see Roland's quilts. He's bringing 13 full-size quilts.
He's doing a lecture at Maiden Alley, and
Okay.
he's curating the quilt exhibit at the Hotel Metropolitan.
Yes, so you've got it two places, and then he'll also be at the hotel,
Right.
having informal discussions with folks.
Yes, that'll be that Thursday evening at 6 o'clock.
Is there a cost for the Maiden Alley lecture?
Yes, it's
$12
is the fee.
and $7 for the meet and greet at the hotel. Now, is that the cost also for someone to just come up to get a ticket?
Right,
to
for
see
the
him?
exhibit.
$7.
Just
Right.
wanting to see the
Sure.
quilts.
And get them right there on site.
Right.
Okay. And the cost at Rotary?
Is $5, and that does give you readmittance all week. So you can come in once and come back in and buy some additional fabric or
Right,
whatever
right.
it is you'd like to take care of.
Yes.
And
I think those things that just pop in your head. Will that $7 be for every day or not?
Well, yeah, the
Yes.
$7 at the hotel. And also on Friday, we'll have Dr. Alistine Turley, who will be talking on the quilts of the Underground Railroad. I think the title of her lecture is the Myths and Codes.
Myths and mysteries regarding
Okay,
quilt
thank you.
codes. And that's really, and talk about something that tells a story, my goodness. And Alistine has been very supportive of the Hotel Metropolitan and Paducah, period. And last year you turned away people who wanted to hear. Now, will she have some quilts that when she's talking, or she just is strictly talking about this?
I believe it'll strictly be a talk. I'm not for sure.
She had some other props, it seems like, one time when I heard her, some things that she brings with her. So, but if you hearing Alistine speak, your imagination, I mean, you can just, she is so graphic in her descriptions of things that you can just picture what's happening. But she'll have plenty of props. Well, and that's on the next day. That's on Friday, the 23rd. And she's also doing a talk at Maiden Alley.
Right.
I'm seeing that. So on Thursday and Friday at Maiden Alley, there are activities.
Betty, do the proceeds from the admission sales benefit Hotel Metropolitan, or is there a special program that the...
It's for the Hotel Metropolitan.
That's right.
Thank you.
Which is an ongoing project, especially when something is 100 years old.
It's 100 years old.
100 years old. Who would have ever thought?
And y'all done great work renovating the hotel and inviting people in. It's such a treasure to have that in Paducah.
Thank you.
So that's great.
It's just the beginning as well. There are many plans to continue with that whole corner. And the landscaping, it looks really good too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It has come a long way from the sway back roof that most people
yes.
used to recognize or associate with the Hotel Metropolitan to a, fairly nice building. We still, as you said, it's an ongoing project, and we were hoping to get the hotel painted before we had this event, but the weather hadn't cooperate with us when we had volunteers that was really ready to go. So, but it is nice on the inside.
Oh,
it may
it's
be
beautiful.
a little chippy on the outside as far as the paint goes, but it's still filled with those wonderful spirits, and we
The
have
spirit of
exhibits,
the place.
yes, that you could come in and see, and having Mr. Freeman there and Alice Dean, Dr. Turley, I should say, you know, I think it'll be a great asset, or you know, just the perfect earrings to add to the outfit.
That's
you know.
right. Well, having had a wooden home, I know that it's you can buy 30-year paint. It just doesn't adhere to the wood. So it is an ongoing project, and it just is. You are on a cycle. It just it never goes away. The interior, you know, my mother just gave a mirror, and if there are others watching this, that you have a period piece that would be good for the hotel, because it really is restored to about the 30s, isn't it? Isn't that the
Well,
time
each
period?
room is, you know, has a certain time period.
Okay.
And so anything that's given, we can probably use it.
So remember that. It's a nice way to help support. And I'm excited about the new rocking chairs that will be on the front porch. And it's a really do get the spirit of the place and enjoy it. So get over. You're likely to see to the Hotel Metropolitan. No telling where you're going to see people from. I know last year you had an awful lot of Australians come
We had to
in.
turn them away. I mean, we had so many people that we just weren't prepared for, you know, that type
Sure.
of response. And so, but it was wonderful having people that were interested, and they were everywhere. I mean, they were out in the outbuildings, and some people don't know that we have an outbuilding behind the hotel, and it was where all the performers would go and play. And so a lot of the people that came were just wanting to go inside to rub the inside of the wall. So they could say, you know, I was there where Ike and Tina might have practiced, or Louie, or any of those
Any of
folks.
them. And that list of performers is pretty long. And I know that you've given some of them calls.
Yes, I have.
She's not shy. Picks up that phone and calls, and they usually call back, or you get right through to them. It's amazing who has come forward to be supporters of the hotel.
We have members of the Negro League baseball team, Marcus Haynes of the Harlem Globetrotters, Duke Wade, Ray Charles's road manager. You know, we just keep finding people all the time that had some kind of connection with the hotel or can tell us a story, and we're still working on BB. So
We'll get him there. I know it. Yeah. Well, it's no longer an old gray mare, is it with a sway back? I know it. This is really a new project, being a part of the quilt show. Last year really was the first time to have really be more active and really see the people coming in. But it's nice to have this different activities for people, although our community is full of quilting. Just last night I was you know, you can do the Google alerts, and you have Paducah and the quilt show on there. And there was a lady from Nebraska on her blog talking about, in fact, it showed the April calendar of events, and she was talking about the 5 people she's coming with to the quilt show, and it talked about the people she was staying with, and so many people open their homes to the quilters. In fact, some of them, you know, we place many through our office, and everybody is placed at this point right now. Now, don't be shy if you still would like to let us know about your home, but at this point, everyone has been placed in private homes. I didn't know the people that these folks from Nebraska are staying with, but she talked about they are so dear to them, letting them stay in their home, that they even get up the morning they leave and wash the sheets, put them back on the bed. You know, and that's the kind of relationship. I'm not saying everybody expects their quilters to change the bed sheets, but that is the kind of camaraderie that we have here, and the kind of relationship. And your vendors are all taken care of?
Yes, yes. One stays in at home and has for many, many years.
With the same people, I'm sure.
Yes, yes. And they all have their arrangements. One camps. We have one that always camps. And yes, they're all very happy. We have vendors from California, Vermont, New Hampshire, North Carolina, all over. And we have a lot of different things if you like to sew, or do anything like that, you very well may want to get down there and get some of those fabrics, because we have the Handloom Batik, and we also have a fabric that is one of a kind that is a suede-like, and they do those in the greatest bundles. And then we have the stencils of all kinds, the huge stencil variety, and of course the new Hamong this year that's doing the needlework and the silk purses. We have a couple of jewelry, the wood quilter.
Yes.
That does the earrings and the wood quilting.
Forgotten his name.
Rob Nettleton.
Yes, I really like him.
Yes.
And the linens. The
Yes.
lady who has all the hankies and
Calico
yes.
and lace.
Yes. You have to remember that my friends are Mary's quilters who don't quilt, but they have quilted. But now they're into all the other stuff, and we have the vendors. Yes, we really like, and the one that does the china jewelry out of the broken china. Is she coming back?
No.
Not coming back.
No.
Well, I really liked
I know.
her.
I have been told about that. But while we're your website, I'm sure, is touched. We talked about the Hoffman Challenge. If anybody's interested in participating or getting more info, that's hoffmanchallenge.com.
If you go to paducah.travel, which I know everybody watching this has it bookmarked already.
Yes, I do too.
You can actually download the April calendar of events. You can download the shuttle and bus routes so that you'll see that there are the trolleys will be running. All 3 of Paducah's trolleys will be running, and those are you can give a donation on those if you like, but there's no charge for our visitors. There's the regular trolley route that it runs every day. There's one we call the Perimeter that will be hitting the Rotary and over by the Hotel Metropolitan. It's running kind of the perimeter of downtown, and there's one trolley that's doing Lower Town to get quilters off of those normal routes that are taking you to Lone Oak and out to the mall and Hancock Fabrics, where there are activities everywhere, but the trolleys will get more into those little areas. We're lucky we had 100% participation with the hotels and motels on getting the quilters, so we're able to offer this shuttle bus service at no charge. Anchor Bus has those great big 40-passenger buses, 45-passenger buses. So you'll see them, you will see them, and you'll see them with color on them. If you download the map, you'll see that there's a pink route and a yellow route, and
And the Rotary Quilt Show is on 3 of those routes.
Oh, 3 of those routes, okay.
We sure are. So they can get on there and go down to the Quilt Show or over to Quilt in a Day or Carson Park's Park
and Ride.
Park and
yes,
Ride.
You can park there and,
Yes.
and get the shuttle right downtown and not have to worry about fighting the traffic. And it's not bad. Everybody says, "Oh, the traffic."
Well, we've made it so much better with the parking areas. Yes.
Yeah, there's no waiting in Paducah. We move right along.
Yes, we do, Mary. And thanks to the buses and all these locations
yes.
And the setup of the trolley to get us all. That's why the locals really ought to come on down, because
Yes.
we've gone a long way to try to make it easier for them to all still get around, even with the extra thousands of people we have in town.
Extra thousands are right. Probably about 30 to 35,000 people come to Paducah.
Just our closest friends,
Just
really.
our closest friends. If you're watching and you would like to have a copy of our brochure, you can come by the office at 128 Broadway. And I'm trying to fold my brochure so that you can see the front of it. These are quilts that are at the Quilt Museum. Put me on the spot here what they are. The one new quilts from an old favorite. They're using the sunflower quilts this year, and you can see that on the cover of the brochure. This would be the sunflower quilts if you see it. The blue here, they're Hollis Chatelaines quilts. You may have seen one in the paper recently when Bishop Tutu was in Murray, and Hollis Chatelaine has done a Bishop Tutu's quilt. Sunflower quilts, the miniature quilts, some of my favorites, but Imagine Hope. Hollis Chatelaine has fabulous quilts, and do make sure that you get by the Quilt Museum. This is the National Quilt Museum of the United States. It's no exaggeration. It has congressional designation to be a national museum, and we're very proud of that. I have to share with you, we just have a few minutes, we did some quilt specified ads in 2009 and the first quarter of 2010 65 countries answered. The top 15, I was just surprised. We're not talking about 1 or 15 inquiries from those cities, but we're talking hundreds or from those countries. I mean, we're talking Germany and England and Norway and Brazil, and they're very aware that we have the National Quilt Museum and a National Quilt Show and these wonderful events that are going on to support quilters and the art of fiber art. And we live up to our reputation, and thank you for these wonderful exhibits that help make us build on our reputation for the fiber arts and quilting. And we'll be hearing more about that because we plan to continue to have these international visitors come and to work with them, not just have them come and see the work that's here, but do some exchanges and visit some of those countries. Boy, I don't know quite how we're going to do that, but we are. But we'll be working maybe with the Rotary fellowship groups that are all over the world that have the fiber arts and the quilting groups. We'll see more of that. And we're getting the signal here. We're just about to come to an end. Please don't forget the Rotary Show. The week of Quilt Show starts the day early,
20th through
April
the 24th.
And you can come by the Metropolitan anytime that week, but you'll want to be sure and be there on Thursday and Friday when Roland Freeman is there, and also down.
Fish fry.
And the fish fry, yes, get some, tradition, get some fish fry. Get down to Maiden Alley and to hear both Alistine Turley, Dr. Turley, and Roland Freeman speak. Get to know them. They've been to Paducah before. They know us. I want you to shake their hands and make them welcome. That's www.paducah.travel. Get in there, see what's going on, so you can be one of the Paducah ambassadors, an unofficial Paducah ambassador. We want you selling Paducah. Be proud of your town. Lots to be proud of. Hope that we'll see you in April, if not before. Thanks for joining us.